as professional athletes, we don't count our calories. I would say that we have a really good idea of what being full means, what being hungry means, and you can kind of use your training and how you're feeling as feedback to, am I fueling correctly? Am I having too much? Am I having too little? Okay, so in all seriousness, everybody wants to know what everyone else is eating. So I thought this would be a good idea to bring you guys an episode of what a typical day of eating looks like in the Bruce household. Why it's a little unique is I have several food allergies. So one, I have celiac disease. For those of you that don't know, that's an autoimmune disease where my body basically does not tolerate gluten. 2, I'm allergic to dairy. 3, I'm allergic to eggs. 4, I'm allergic to soy. 5, I'm allergic to xanthan gum. 6, I'm allergic to spinach. 7, I'm allergic to coconut. I know you're thinking, is there actually any food that you can eat? But there's plenty of food. And so that's why I want to take you through what a day looks like in my household. Good morning. So my mornings are pretty routine and pretty boring, but basically when we wake up between 6:30 and 7, we get the kids their breakfast, and then we brew a cup of dark roast coffee, and I usually pick one of my favorite mugs. Today is Don't Quit Your Daydream. Here is our collection of mugs from all over. And then along with black coffee, and I just take it plain, no milk, I'll go to my picky jar. And right now my favorite flavor of Picky Bar is Cookie Dopeness. Ask the Picky team. They get a little annoyed, but I usually request about 50 bars a month because that's almost what I go through. If I have, let's say, a really big workout, let's say a marathon workout where I'm gonna be running anywhere from 16 to 24 miles, on top of just a Picky Bar, I will either do 1 or 2 spoonfuls of Justin's honey peanut butter, just to add a little more calories to my breakfast. I'm not a big protein before I run kind of person, so I usually just like simple carbs, easily digestible, and peanut butter just has a little bit of fat that helps stay in your stomach a little bit longer and keep you from getting hungry. So for an easy day, if I've had a Picky Bar and coffee for breakfast, I'll usually come home and have a pretty simple bowl of cereal. For my gluten allergy, it's just gluten-free cornflakes, gluten-free corn puffs, and raisins with almond milk. And what I love about cereal is it doesn't have to be just a breakfast food. This can also be, for me, it's a nighttime snack before I go to bed. When I'm marathon training, I definitely always have snacks right before bed. Or if I have an afternoon run and I've eaten lunch, let's say at noon or 1, but I'm not running till 4, I'll need something to hold me over until that second run. So I'll have a bowl of cereal. After I get back from my morning run or my morning workout, I probably have already eaten either a smoothie, another Picky Bar, a bowl of cereal. What I like to do within the first 30 minutes of finishing a run or a workout, I call that the 30-minute, what the hell do I call it? Basically, in the 30-minute post-run, it's a glycogen window where your body is a sponge and it will take up anything you give it. So the aim is to shoot for a carb to protein ratio of 4 to 1. If you don't have anything on you, and honestly a piece of cake was the only thing around, that would be better than eating nothing. I know that sounds crazy and people are like, I really should go grab a cookie. No, I don't recommend grabbing dessert after a run, but it is better than nothing. So for me, I will either make a protein smoothie, and that has banana, rice protein powder, almond milk, peanut butter, and some frozen berries. And then I'll either have a Picky Bar with some Gatorade along with that. And then once I get home, I'm getting ready for lunch. Lunch is usually leftovers from the night before, or I stop at a place called Tourist Home in town, and I will get what's called the hash bowl, and that is breakfast potatoes, sweet potatoes, bacon, avocado, and this really nice cilantro pesto on top, and I get a thing of orange juice. So if I'm home, I'll basically raid the fridge, see what's in there. Here we have just some gluten-free pasta. This is tinkinata pasta, which is one of my favorites because a lot of gluten-free products like really lose their taste and they lose their texture over time, but tinkinata is something that I found like really holds up well over time. So I'll just do a bowl of pasta. Here we have some ground beef with onions and red peppers. So I'll throw that together in a bowl. I'll top it with cut up avocado. I like to also have something salty with lunch, so that'll either be corn chips or pop chips are one of my favorites. But I know you'll see a lot of times runners and athletes eating a lot of greens. I could be better at it, but honestly, this is what sounds good and sounds appealing to me after a run. A salad doesn't sound that good to me, and I'm not trying to knock people that do eat salads. Like, go you. We do try to aim to get fruits and vegetables throughout the day, but I would say mostly our greens come from dinner time and not necessarily during the day. So you guys have heard about this Ben character, my husband. Well, here he is in the flesh. No, honestly, Ben he's the one that holds the family together. He is the reason I'm able to train and fuel myself the way I do because he's been with me since I had my allergies and figured them all out. And he's found a way to creatively make meals with all my allergies that taste good, that tick all the boxes for nutrition, and that keep me fueled. So I'm really lucky that I have him in my life, and usually around dinner time is when I'll leave the kitchen and I'll let the man do his work.
Yeah, hello, welcome to my kitchen. Yes, that's what I talk about a lot. A lot of food allergies, so sometimes he gets the question of how do you eat or what foods you can eat. But similar to training, you focus on what you can eat and you just sub in stuff that make it work. So we pretty much try to keep it simple, get a carb, get a protein, and put that together. So today for dinner I'm going to be making turkey meatballs. We usually do ground beef meatballs, but we had ground beef last night, so we'll switch it up a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to get cutting a little bit and come back and join me.
So one nutrition and fueling philosophy I think both Ben and I have, and he's actually been a really great role model to me throughout his career because of his consistency, and he wasn't injured for 13 years straight, is a really moderate approach to fueling and to nutrition. And so along with that is, as professional athletes, we don't count our calories. I would say that we have a really good idea of what being full means, what being hungry means, and you can kind of use your training and how you're feeling as feedback to, am I fueling correctly? Am I having too much? Am I having too little? Oftentimes you'll find that overtraining can happen when you are under fueling and you're not getting enough. If you see that you're losing weight rapidly while you're training, to a point where it's affecting your results and your runs and your races aren't going well, then that should be a red flag that maybe you're under fueling a little bit. Now, losing weight is something that's totally fine. If that's part of your routine and that's what you are aspiring to, that's okay. At our level, we're not exactly looking to lose weight. We're looking to just maintain the fitness level that we're at and find that balance of recovering, training really hard, and being able to get up and do it every single day.
Are you a mushroom?
Because
you're a fun guy.
Yeah, and this is the jokes I have to deal with all the time. So every night for the last probably 8 months, because of our British friend Chris Thompson, hey Tomo, he introduced us to what's called herbal tea, and it's pretty simple. It's fresh ginger, fresh lemon, and honey. And you boil some water, put a couple slices of lemon, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I have honestly maybe only had 1 or 2 colds over the last 8 months, with training full time, having 2 toddlers who are bringing home germs all the time. I really think having this tea has been something that has really helped with keeping us staying healthy, fighting off colds, boosting the immune system. And then you just do a spoonful of honey and hot water. And I enjoy a cup of this, Normatecing, watching Jane the Virgin, and that's kind of the nightly routine. And I eat this chocolate every night. It's Thea's peanut butter cups. Eat both of them with my herbal tea. And usually when I'm halfway through one of them, without fail, one of the boys comes out of their rooms. One of these nights though, I'm sure I'm gonna be able to get through a whole package of these without the boys waking up. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what goes on in the Bruce kitchen and the Bruce household. If you have any questions on recipes, although to be honest, Ben doesn't actually use recipes. He kind of just goes from scratch. So sometimes it's frustrating. People are like, I want to make that. You probably have to just come and shadow Ben in our kitchen. It's not impossible to eat gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free. I think it just takes a little creativity. It takes planning. So when people ask me, do you ever slip up or do something on accident? No. And it's not really I'm in season, then I'm out season with my eating. This is like a full-time job of what my nutrition looks like, and I can't make mistakes. And so for me, I just try to find the foods that work, the foods that actually taste good to me, that I enjoy eating, and that's also been one of my principles, the 90-10. I like to think we eat 90% purposeful and then 10% naughty. I think with how much I run as a professional athlete, between 90 and 110 miles a week, I can afford to basically eat that 10% naughty. So no foods are off limits to me besides the ones that I'm allergic to. And I think that approach to nutrition has helped me have a really long career, not a lot of weight fluctuations. I haven't broken many bones in my career, so I really think the nutrition plan that we have in this household has been working for me for the last decade.